Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where I am doing a book tag. And not just any tag, but I'm doing an original book tag from Bob at Robert G. Reader of Books. My good friend Bob, he did his own original tag. I told him in the comments recently, "You're killing it on tags, Bob." And he really is. He's doing a lot of tags and he created his own. And it's very discussionary, so I really like it. So I've had it on my radar. I'm getting to it. I wanted to make sure it was part of my Tag Tuesday for this week. And so let's do this thing. I've got a change of scenery here and I've got an iPad so I could read Bob's notes. And let's do this. So this is the BookTube behind the scenes tag from Bob at Robert G. Reader Books. He says in his tag, this is an original tag of booktubers and their posting habits. Some of the prompts are about the mechanics of posting, editing, graphics, sound effects, etc., while others focus on the politics of posting, responding to comments, avoiding certain topics, self-censoring, and he looks forward to our responses. So, prompt number 1. When recording a post, do you read from a prepared script, or do you refer to notes or a broad outline, or do you speak extemporaneously? Well, it so happens that I prefer to speak extemporaneously. However, I usually read from a prepared outline, whether it's doing a book review. So I'll have publication dates, information about a series. I might have some fun facts. I usually have a summary typed out, major things that I enjoyed, some criticisms if I had any, different excerpts that I really enjoy, and then kind of my rating and overall thoughts about the author. And that's all behind the camera, usually on a computer screen as I'm kind of talking to you at the camera. But sometimes I like winging it too. And I feel like I sometimes do my best work winging it, but you can be the judge of that. But I don't have a script per se written out like Kevin enters or insert chuckle or insert this joke. Like it's not to that detail. I just kind of wing it, really, honestly. And then I have some notes in the background that I kind of read from. When I first started and I wasn't doing any kind of editions, I was just doing the videos raw. I usually would lean up against, the side or whatever, a little like notebook, and I'd have just my little outline or my little notes bulleted, and that's what I went with. And so I can't really say I've come a long way, but here we are. Number 2, do you edit before you post, deleting hems, haws, misspeaks, mispronunciation, or other public speaking foibles? Do you remove things you didn't mean to say or off-topic thoughts or comments you might have misunderstood? I don't. I have edited a post before, like I've got ready to post. I'm like, that sucks, and I just deleted it and started it again. For me, I don't like record a bunch of videos and different tries of different things and then just put it in and upload it into some software on my computer and then edit it and parse it all down. When I record a video, it is on my phone, and if I screw up, I delete it and I start again. That's how I roll. And it's probably not the most efficient way to do things, because I think you could stand here and just roll through different tags and you could roll through different video ideas, and then later you can make it all work possibly. And that probably is more efficient, kind of factory type system way, but it is what it is. Number 3, and I don't remove things I didn't mean to say. Either I use it or I don't. If I say something stupid in this one, because I'm going to leave it unedited, it's going to be in there. So, number 3, have you ever edited a post after posting? Have you ever deleted an entire post? I have deleted an entire post once. I also have learned that when you go to schedule in YouTube Studio, if you are editing, the background stuff, and you go to try to save it and upload it, but you haven't scheduled the date and time and saved it yet, and it makes its way to the public domain, then you realize that, oh crap, and then you go back in and edit it and schedule it for later, that it probably won't catch people's feeds. Like, here's a new video from Kevin Toll Reads, and they'll feel like they missed it. It's happened a couple times, and I've caught myself doing it. So don't do that. Always, when you go to upload it in YouTube Studio and you want to schedule it and save it first, and then make all the other stuff, your hashtags and all the other chapters and all that last. Always schedule it and save it first, because I've learned the hard way there. Number 4, are there certain topics you avoid, things you regard as too personal or too controversial. Politics, I don't really get into politics. I mean, I figure if people are tuning in to want to know politics, they're gonna go to Kevin Toll Reads. Obviously, I'm aware that my audience probably is not all from the United States, and they have their own views when it comes to politics. I have people on the right, the left, in the middle, whatever, and that's their views. And you're not here to talk about politics. You're here to talk about books. And if I talk about books, recently I was talking about Stephen King and Hawley. It's the only Stephen King book I don't have still. And he got really heavily into some of his politics, and I didn't like that. And I felt it was over the top. And that's the last time I really talked about politics other than just now. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to talk politics offline, I'm more than willing to talk politics offline with you, but this is for books. So that's where anything else, I don't really think it's too personal. Obviously, I'm not going to share super personal things like here's my address, social security number. But at the same time, I have branched out. I've got quite a few friends. I share personal emails with people. I've sent personal stuff with them. Some people I feel comfortable enough to share my address, to send me something or me send them something, and I don't feel one way about it. But yeah, I'm definitely, there's a line. Number 5, do your posts include graphics, special lighting, music, fast cuts, or other design enhancements? Not probably in the way that it's definitely not in a professional way. I mean, I will add lighting and different things. I like natural light versus, some of the darker areas in this room, but at the same time, I don't really my editing software that I use on my phone doesn't really have a lot of that. It enables me to put in some nice additions and different kind of headings and text and little animations and GIFs and everything else, and post pictures within pictures, but it's limited. It's not as heavy and robust as some of the other softwares that people use on actual PCs, where I'm doing everything through a phone, really. So, number 6, do you have a target number of posts each week? Well, I used to. It used to be like 10 plus a week. Now it's, I try to get 4 or 5 videos out, and usually I over deliver. Usually I'm around on the six-ish a week, which is still in a good area. Definitely, I don't want to be in double digits ever again. Number 7, are there certain theme posts you contribute to regularly, such as Poetry Thursday or What Are You Reading Wednesday? I used to do What Are You Reading Wednesday a lot, and I had Happy Kevin, Evil Kevin type thing going on in my shorts, and so I used to do that every Wednesday religiously, and I've gotten away from it because I've tried to cut down on just the number of videos I do each week. I do sometimes do Poetry Thursdays. I've done it 3 or 4 times, I think, and if I come across some kind of poem that I think is applicable for it, I'll definitely chime in. I like poetry. Number 8, how important to you is the number of your subscribers? Is there a target number you're hoping to reach? If you don't hit your target, would you consider dropping out of BookTube? Are your posts designed to attract new subscribers? Are you distressed if you lose subscribers? So a lot of questions there. So let's start with the first one. How important to you is the number of your subscribers? Not important, really, honestly. I think being a human, I think we get caught up in numbers. And so it's a very human response. But I will say, I'm not overly concerned. To me, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And so, yes, we'd all like to have tens of thousands of subscribers tomorrow, but at the same time, it is a hobby. And so, people are going to watch it or they're not. And I think I've matured in that way in the last year on YouTube. So there's that. Is there a target number you're hoping to reach? I think briefly there was, when I was approaching 1,000, I think it was at 700. I think, man, if I get to 1,000, that'd be awesome. Because I always think you're looking for the next thing on the horizon. It's just, a human response. But now that I'm there, I'm not thinking, 1,500, 2,000. I'm not thinking that at all. I'm kind of following the same mantra, and I don't know if I ever shared this, but when I was younger, I played a lot of golf, and I was pretty good at it. And we were at a resort course, and the pro there wanted to take me out. I was working as a cart boy in the cart barn, and he had some guests and some investors that came down to play. And I was a little nervous because I think I was like 15 at 16 at the time. And he's like, hey, just relax, just focus on each golf shot. The score will take care of itself. And that's always stuck with me because it's applicable not just in golf, but in life. If you focus on the process and the quality and the hard work of what you're doing, everything else will take care of itself. And so that's kind of how my approach has been at this is if I continue to work on my craft and work on quality and work on good things and new ideas, I think all the subscribers and clicks and likes and all that other stuff will all take care of itself. So other questions within this question. If you don't hit your target, would you consider dropping out of BookTube? No, absolutely not. I'll drop out of BookTube, or I will walk away from this when either it's personally in my benefit or the time is just not there for it, that kind of thing. Are your posts designed to attract new subscribers? I mean, we want our thumbnails to be catchy. We want people to see them and click on them. So in a way, yeah. Faceless will tell me that I use clickbait. I don't think that's the case, but I have tried to upgrade my thumbnails a little bit. Are you distressed if you lose subscribers? No, because I've noticed a trend, and I don't know if this is just me, and I'm sure it's not, but my subscriber base will go up and down quite a bit, especially if you're looking at it frequently. So I've always looked at like a 30-day or a 90-day trend, because if you watch it every day, one day you'll lose 8 subscribers, and the next day you'll lose 4 more, and the next thing you know is, holy, what's going on, and it just causes you to be completely, in the numbers, and I definitely don't want that. So what I've kind of done is look at it from a trend perspective, and the other thing too is I think a lot of those are bots. The ebb and flow is usually bots. I know some people will click on, if you do a book haul or do something like that, and they think, oh, well, you might be into this genre. And then they come to find out as they watch more of your channel that you're into this and this. Like, it's not for me. And they'll leave. But I think a lot of those are bots, to be honest with you. Number 9, do you always respond when tagged? I have a lot. Not always, though. And I do a lot of tags, and so people are probably like, you respond to everything. Not everything, believe it or not. There's a lot of tags out there. My goodness. Do you respond to viewers' comments? I do. I still do today. Every single one. Are your responses lengthy or only a thumbs up, thumbs down? No, I respond. If someone types me a bunch of different things or asks me some different questions, I try to respond to everything. And I try to emulate and be reciprocal of the time that they spent commenting and back. I try to. I mean, it becomes more and more difficult, believe me. But at the same time, if they have spent the time doing it, I feel like I owe them that as well. There will come a time when you can't respond to everything. It just won't happen. Number 11, have you ever blocked anyone from viewing or commenting on your posts? No. I have deleted a couple posts. Just a couple. I think only 2 or 3 times. But it was people that are out there trying to share like how to make my YouTube better. And so like I had one yesterday or the day before, like, hey, I noticed you're not using blah, blah, blah and on your videos, and this will help and they're trying to sell you something. I get a lot of emails from them as well because my email is in the description. And so I get a lot of that, but that's the only one I've never blocked someone that had a difference of agreement or, didn't like my take on this or my rating. I've never done that, especially when it got heated about the whole is Audible reading type thing. Like, that's their opinion. My opinion's X, their opinion's Y. We agree to disagree. And then number 12 is to tag some of your BookTube friends. I'm going to leave them in the description. This is already way too long to list all of those out. So hopefully you will do this tag. It is the BookTube behind the scenes tag. I want to thank Bob at Robert G. Reader of Books for doing this. I hope you enjoyed this kind of difference video, I'm just kind of winging it type thing. Maybe that'll be a little more to your liking. I'm trying just different things. So hope you enjoy. Thanks again, Bob, for tagging me in this, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Thanks.